Hey everybody, it's a beautiful day here on the Twin Dragon. Here comes Mama with a little Thumbelina. What are you doing this morning, Mama?
This is Thumbelina, and she's out of the goat pen right now because we need to check her leg. It's been about a week since we stopped the bleeding on that vein, and while I thought I was going to check it in a few days, I've kind of come to the conclusion of leaving it was the best answer. She was doing okay with it. So today it looks like we're probably just going to take the bandage off. And if it looks good enough, I'm not going to rebandage it. So all we had done the last time was we cleaned it up and realized that she had a bleeding vein. And we had to stop that. So we applied blood stop to it and we bandaged it with some pressure. And like I said, I had planned on taking that bandage off in a few days, but since the bleeding was from a vein, I really wanted to give it time to heal up. So today, it's a beautiful day, we're not taking her in the house. I'm going to sit out here and just take the bandage off, and you guys can look with me to see what it looks like. Come on, Thumbelina. Come on, Thumbelina. Mama's going to throw you like a goat. Mama's going to throw you like a goat. Yep. Okay, so I've got her here, I've got her standing still. My hopes are to grab her by the legs, closest to my leg, and throw her down on the ground gently, and then put my foot on her neck, so that I can hold her down while I check that bad leg, or the injured leg. So, first thing you want to do is get your animal calm. You don't ever want them to be stressed while you're trying to work on them. Little Thumbelina was born with selenium deficiency, and her front legs didn't work. They would turn under and buckle on her. So we put her on some heavy selenium, vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin B, and we bottle fed her a lot, and we bandaged her front feet. You can see she's a regular goat now. Her feet came out of it just fine. There is a video on her when she was young, if you want to see what she went through with her legs. Seems like we could have called her leggy because she seems to have leg problems in life. So she's somewhat calm right now, and I'm going to reach under here and grab these two legs that are closest to me, hopefully, and lay her down on the ground. And notice her head is going into my side. What she's trying to do with her horns and her head is to get some traction under her so she can pull herself up. So if we can get her just to lay down calmly, we'll be doing well. Get that horn past the leg because she's trying to use it for leverage. All right, there we have her down. Just going to keep her calm for a minute. Looks like now she's going to use the porch for some leverage. After she gets calm, this is also another subject. If you were ever going to slaughter a goat, this is the same thing you do. Except when you're slaughtering a goat, you call on the higher powers. When you're calling on the higher powers, the goat knows that. And they will relinquish their existence to you quite calmly. So she's getting pretty good here. She's getting pretty calm. I'm going to use this porch as an aid here, I think. I'll probably keep her head close to it so that if she tries to raise her head, it'll actually go under the porch. All right. She's about to get there. Okay. She's laying there. If this were a day of slaughter, she would give up the ghost in a matter of minutes with no fight. If you tend to go to a religious belief, we were given authority and dominion over all the creatures. And animals know that. So with the right nature, with the right spirit, with the right train of thought, an animal will subject themselves to that. They were put here as a food source for us as well as companionship. And it's up to us to know how to reach that point on a spiritual level, I guess you would say, to make that animal calm. So there she is, she's down. Now when I touch her foot, she is a prey animal, or she is prey to predator. So when I touch that foot, her first instinct is going to be to rise up and run. So I have to go start working down her leg so that she's not caught off guard when I grab her by the back foot. If you were a predator, chances are you would grab this goat from behind, grab its legs out from under it, and take it down by the neck then. So all I'm going to do is let her know that I'm not going to hurt her. I'll bring my foot back a little more so that that head stays under the porch. Now she realizes that I'm here and that I have no ill intent towards her. If you took the goat to the vet, they would sedate her to get her to this point, and that's just not necessary. Always work in a calm manner. Don't start a project like this until you have the time to do it. We use Gorilla Tape on this. That's not going to come off easy. So we'll cut it off. I'm sure somebody out there has some medical scissors that I could have used. I tend to use whatever I have, and today it was a good pair of sewing scissors. I'm hoping that I didn't make the wrong decision and leave this on too long. Sometimes you just you go with your gut. Most of the time it's right. Some of the time it was a mistake. We haven't looked at this leg in a week. What you're seeing is some of the bandage. The blue stuff, we use Blue Coat to stop the bleeding. And the yellow stuff is some infection, some pus that came out on its own. but it seems to have healed itself on its own. See the coloration in her leg. You can see here where the bleeding was, and it stopped itself. It did create a little bit of pus. I did not put an antibiotic on this. I allowed the body to heal itself. And it appears that that bandage has sealed itself to her. Now, what your average vet or your average individual is probably going to do, they want to get in there and they want to see that injury. I'm looking at her. Her temperature is normal. Her pulse rate is normal. She's walking normal. And I am not going to get into that wound to try to clean it out, to try to change it. She has healed up. She has good temperature in her hooves. There's no damage there. And sometimes, if you just let the body do what it does best and heal itself, you save a lot of grief. When you try to interrupt what the body's doing, then you make a lot more work for yourself. So this has adhered itself with the blood and the little bit of pus that it created. And I'm not going there. I'm not going to take that off today. I could soak it and, out of my own curiosity, investigate it, inspect it. And when I do that, I'm going to have to possibly put more of a blood stopping agent on it if it opens that vein back up. I would have to add salves and creams and antibiotics. I would have to bandage it again. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to allow the body to take care of itself. So there you go. That was our little goat. This is the most you're going to see of this injury today. The hair looks good. The feet look good. The bandaging has adhered itself to the injury. And all I'm going to do is let her be a normal goat with a normal life in her pen. And that bandage will eventually work itself off. It's like a scab. And if you pick a scab, you're going to reopen the wound, and you've got to start from ground zero again. There's no infection here. There's no swelling. There's no bleeding. And there is absolutely no reason for me to take this any further. So we'll come back in about a week. I'll show you what happened after the bandage fell off by itself. And we'll all check it again next week.